Hello and thank you for watching this video. My name is Gabriel Montreali. I am the founder of Tech Help Canada. You can find us at techhelp.ca, that's with 2H. Now today I'm just going to talk about artificial intelligence and how that's impacting SEO today. But first I'm just going to go through the basics really quickly. I do have the link to the blog post is going to be below this video in the description section, so please try to I do say you should read the whole thing, right? Read the whole blog post. But if you're strapped for time, whatever, sure. This is gonna summarize everything for you. Okay. Now let's talk basics. So in terms of AI, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and machine learning, well, they're not separate. Deep learning and machine learning is just part of artificial intelligence. Deep learning and machine learning are just forms of artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is really what's being implemented today, and we're going to see that happening more and more. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of jobs are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence, and which means that a lot of people are going to have to go look for other things that they can do or learn new skills and so on and so forth. And that's just the reality of the thing. There's nothing we can do about it. Progress has to occur. This is how I see it anyways. It just means we got to go learn new skills. But not everything is, it's not going to happen really quickly, of course. I mean, not everything is doomed by this, of course. But I just want you to know that I do understand the implications of AI being implemented right now today. But deep learning and machine learning are just different forms of AI. Now, the main difference between the two, when people say deep learning versus machine learning, the main difference is the amount of data you have to give the machine before the machine starts figuring things out on its own. So with deep learning, you need a large amount of data, while with machine learning, you don't. Okay, you just need a really small amount of data. And there's an image here from MATLAB, which is really great. It helps us differentiate between the two. You see, training data set with machine learning, it's small. With deep learning, it's large. Choosing your own features with machine learning, you can, so you have more control with machine learning. With deep learning, you don't have as much control. Number of classifiers available, that's a little technical, but you have many in machine learning, and with deep learning, very few. Again, you do have less control with deep learning. Training time is short for machine learning, and with deep learning, it's a little longer because, again, the artificial intelligence is doing most of the work with deep learning, while with machine learning, there's enough, I would say maybe a 50-50 data input from human beings and 50-50 and 50% data input for human beings and 50% data input for machine. Now, artificial intelligence, everyone listening to this probably already knows what it is. It's just, essentially, engineers are just imitating human behavior and their capacity to handle tasks, right? So essentially solve problems like a human being would and behave like a human being would, right? And we're making a lot of breakthroughs in that area. There's a lot of, engineers are making a lot of breakthroughs in that area, and really smart people are working, a lot of really smart people are working on this. And I can't wait. I'm really excited about it. I know that there are implications to AI, but I'm really excited about AI. I mean, what's not to be excited about? I mean, imagine what it can do, all the good, without having to, don't think of Terminator right now, but, because when you think of Terminator, it's done. But imagine what it can do for our society, right? It's going to help us a lot if we can figure out a way to harness that power. But there are risks to doing so, and we have to be aware of those risks so that way they don't come true. Now, how does this affect SEO, search engine optimization? Well, it does so because Google is using artificial intelligence right now, and I believe Bing's doing the same thing, right? So artificial intelligence is now becoming, actually, I wouldn't say now, it has become it is now the final deciding factor, right? So a good example is this, right? Okay, so but before we go to the example, now, essentially, this is how I envision that this is working, right? I don't work for Google, so I don't know, but based on my knowledge and true research, and talking to other experts in the field, from just seeing how pages are ranked today versus 5 years ago, right? A lot of websites are on the SERPs right now, and SERPs, that's just search engine results pages, and they don't sometimes they don't have the usual metrics, they don't have the factors we would expect, such as, do they have more backlinks than the other person, or other guys that are on page one? Well, most of the time we're seeing that links are not like really, really the biggest factor in most searches, right? So, uh, you know, perfect example is in the if you run a hair salon, a local hair salon. Uh, I've noticed that a lot of the websites that are ranking, most of them have little or no links, right? No backlinks pointing to them. However, it doesn't mean that links are not important. It just means that there's I believe that at this point, the 200 ranking factors or plus ranking factors that, you know, as SEOs, you know, we know about, that we have to look at in order to decide how we can rank a specific website. Well, that's a lot more now, because now we have artificial intelligence, which means if we have machine learning, which Google admitted that they are using in their algorithms, then neither does Google's engineers know exactly how it's figuring out what to rank. They may have an idea, but once the machine gets going, you really don't you really don't know what it's this. Think about it this way: this thing is programmed to rewrite itself and become better every single time based on experience. So you wouldn't know what code it wrote for it to work, right? Because, and if you open it, I mean, you'll probably figure it out if you can access it. But in all reality, you didn't write it, so you wouldn't know, right? So we wouldn't know exactly, how. So when it comes to search ranking factors, I think all that is, I mean, they're still relevant, but you don't know anymore. We don't know which ones are the best ranking factors. Really, we really can't tell as much. We just know that we know that the main on-page stuff, such as your meta description text, your meta title, um, maybe your meta keywords, but I heard Google says they're ignoring that right now. Well, they've been ignoring that for a long time, actually. But some search engines still use it. Um, and then, your H1, H2, H3, all that. After that, and then obviously putting in your keywords within your content. That's still important. But after that, no one can really say what's the most important ranking factor, right? Now, but through experiment, I know that it's still backlinks. Okay, it is still backlinks. All right, through experiment of my own and analysis, I know it's still backlinks. They're still using backlinks. Okay, that's it. Backlinks are still the main ranking factor. However, your content still counts almost or just as much, right? So if I was to say what the main ranking factors are right now with SEO is 50% backlinks, 50% content on page. If I was to simplify it in that way. But we all know that the algorithm would look at all the factors that the website has and it's passing with flying colors, and then the final deciding factor would be backlinks, right? Depending on the industry. Now, some industries, it could be something else. Could be images. We don't know. Links are not the only factor they're not the main factor anymore. It depends on your industry now, right? Because the AIs, or AIs, because they have lots of algorithms, they are looking for different things and looking to see different, they want to know different things to decide what to rank on that page one. And when you have thousands of pages competing, you can't use anything but links as the deciding factor in most industries. You just can't. You can't use social signals. I actually, I covered a little bit of that here. Imagine that you're an algorithm, a form of AI created to rank web pages. Your most important question is always, should I rank this page? You check the content, other relevant factors in the given industry, and it passes with flying colors. But there are also like maybe 1 million other web pages, right? So which one do you rank? Well, you're going to turn to links because you can't use social signals because it's completely filled with spam. Okay, people are artificially inflating their likes, their retweets, and so on. Okay, so you can't use social signals, so that's out of the way. You see what I'm saying? So you have to turn to backlinks. That's the only way, right? You can't use content. There's too much content out there. So again, you have to turn to backlinks, right? So links are still important, but right now it's more about quality over quantity. Okay, if your link profile looks unnatural, you might get demoted, right? Actually, not might, you probably will. That's usually what happens. Your link profile looks unnatural, well, your web pages are going to be demoted because Google does not have any incentive to just let that slide, which is why they are wanting to see very natural link profiles. Like if all your links are follow links, well, you're probably going to get demoted without knowing it. You'll just be like, why am I not ranking? Right? Okay, because again, no natural link profile is just gonna all of a sudden have completely all follow links, right? It doesn't make any sense. You have to have a little bit of no follow and follow links, right? That makes more sense. If you have like a 50%, 30% no follow, and then maybe 60, 70% whatever follow links, then sure. No problem. It looks very natural. And that's what the artificial intelligence is programmed to look for. It's programmed to look for natural occurrences of things, including your keywords. You can't stuff keywords. You can't stuff keywords at all. You can't repeat your keywords all the time. If you read your content and every time you repeat your keyword, it sounds unnatural, read it out loud. And if it sounds unnatural, then you're not doing a very good job writing that content. You need to go back and rewrite it because it should sound so natural that someone that is reading it, a person reading it, can't tell. So you have to write for two people. Well, you just have to write for the user and the machines. You have to give them the right signals. Right? Now, this is all good news for us as SEOs, right? This is all good news for businesses in general because if there's less human bias, the better. Because AI has no human bias. It may, if it's programmed to do so, but I doubt it. Yeah, there are probably certain biases. That's how it's able to identify with certain things that are not natural, but you don't have to worry about that manual review all the time when maybe one of your competitors pointed a bunch of crappy links to yours, and now you have to worry about a manual review or you get demoted. No, AI kind of just figures it all out, right? It's like it figures all that out, right? So it knows what to ignore, and it knows what not to ignore. Okay? So the key to success in SEO in an era of artificial intelligence is very simple. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Every content should be created for a purpose, right? Oh, with a purpose in mind, right? And it should add value. Don't spin articles and just put it out there. It's not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. It may work for a day or two, but then, after the Google dance, you get dropped to page 100. But that it's not going to work. So that's artificial intelligence, how it's impacting SEO. If you guys have any questions, please send them over to info@techhelp.ca. Also, you can also just hop onto the blog post and leave your comments. I'm very fascinated with AI, and I will continue to learn all that I can about it, because that's what, if you want to keep ranking websites, you need to understand what makes AI tick, right? Because that's continuously going to be implemented at a wider scale within search engines of all sorts. Okay. In the future, we will see more AI implementations, not just in search engines, but also in other industries, and it's probably going to take over a lot of jobs. But that's okay. It just means other jobs will open up and other opportunities will open up. This is my opinion. But in any case, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.